Hello everyone, welcome to Ian's Bricks. I'm Ian and today I'm going to be talking about retiring Lego sets and specifically from the Ideas range. So this is a range that I particularly like. I think they do a lot of good sets in there, but occasionally they'll do sets which aren't so good. And so what I'm going to do is go through the list which has been released recently by Brick Fanatics. I'll leave a link in my comments to their website and to the actual list itself. This list isn't going to be 100% accurate because obviously we're in January. This is not an official Lego retiring list, but these are all the sets that potentially will be retiring at the end of 2023. This list may change. There may be sets that are not on this list that may appear on this list as the year goes on, and there may be also items that are on this list now which may be removed from the list. So just bear that in mind, that there's no 100% guarantee that these sets will be retiring. So I'm going to talk through each set and tell you my thoughts as to whether it's a good set to buy, to invest in now or maybe not. There are only 5 items at the moment on this Lego Ideas retirement list, so quite a short list to go through. And the first one on the list is set number 21325. This is the Medieval Blacksmith. So the figures on the Brick Fanatics website, I did notice that some of them weren't quite correct. I know in the UK there were some price increases at the beginning of 2022, so they don't seem to have been included on that. So I'll try and give you the correct prices where I can. So at the moment in the UK it's $159.99. It's in the US it's $179.99 and €179.99, 2,164 pieces, so quite a big set, and it was originally released in February of 2021, so it will have been on the shelves for about 3 years by the time it retires. In the UK this particular set was originally available for $129.99 and is a John Lewis exclusive. So I know my local Big John Lewis store in Southampton, their stock of Lego is not very good normally, so you can pretty much only get these on John Lewis online, but they're very good John Lewis. They do deliver things well normally, and they sort of package things up well, so I tend not to have too much of a problem buying from them. I had seen this reduced on John Lewis, I think back in 2021, and it was down to about £105. Now I didn't buy any at the time for investment because we didn't know how long they were going to be on the shelves, but I do own one of these sets. I was given it as a birthday gift a couple of years ago, built it. It's a great set, and what I will say is that the sort of the medieval line, the older style buildings like that, they're always very, very popular on Lego, things like castles and things like that. So I personally think this set will do very, very well. What you will need to look out for is whether you can get this on discount or deals, because John Lewis do have deals and discounts still in the UK, but not very often, and they tend only to be about 20%. So if you are going to be buying this, look out for those deals, or look out for maybe getting this from Lego and getting some discounts, some gift with purchase, some double VIP points, things like that. Now, because this set did have quite a price hike in the UK, £130 to £160, it's quite a big increase. So the chances are you probably won't see this for £105 again. If you do, get some. So you might be looking at just smaller discounts on this one, but I still even think if you paid full recommended retail price for this one, I don't think it'll take too long for this set to increase in value. It's just a really nice set. These kind of sets are very, very sought after, and I just think it'll do well post-retirement. Now, because it's a larger set, I probably won't be getting loads and loads of these, but I'd like to get myself maybe 3 or 4 of these potentially over the next 12 months and keep them sealed, keep them for a couple of years. That's kind of what I tend to do when I invest in Lego, but I think this is great. So having built this myself, I give it a definite thumbs up because it was a fantastic build. It's a big build as well. There's a lot going on. It is just a really, 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 really nice thing to have. So if you don't own it already, try and get it as soon as you can, because the chances are this won't be on shelves for too much longer. Next on the list is 21326. This is the Winnie the Pooh set. This is $89.99 recommended retail in the UK, $99.99 US dollars and €99.99, 1,265 pieces, so sort of a middling set here, and this was released in April of 2021. This set is fairly readily available, and it has been discounted in the UK, certainly at Argos and possibly at the Disney store as well. I'm sure there were some discounts at some stage. I struggle to buy things in the UK from Argos because my local Argos is quite a long way from where I live. So even though these have been on sale, I think as low as £60, maybe even lower. Unfortunately, I've never managed to get any at that price just because of stock levels at my local store, and so I know a lot of other people have managed to get this already at discounted and probably got a few. So certainly I'd be looking for discounts on this set if you can. If you can't, maybe like me, then you're looking at probably from Lego paying full price for this. But I think even if you pay full price, I just think because it's Winnie the Pooh, you get the exclusive figures. I've actually got one of these. Oh, it's just up here, look, with the Eeyore and the Winnie and the Rabbit and Piglet and Tigger. Really nice minifigures, all sort of specially moulded minifigures as well. And the way that the tree build is actually quite nice, and the little house at the back opens up. It's got a lot of positives going for it. And I think because it is unusual, I think the chances of Lego doing something like this again in the near future will be fairly slim. I think this has just got winner written all over it personally. A lot of people know that as well, and I think people have already maybe hoarded this and got a lot of these sets around, but I just don't think it'll affect it too much. I think if you're a Disney fan, if you're a Winnie the Pooh fan, you know, even in a couple of years' time, I think people will still want this set, and it's a kind of set that people, I think, will be willing to pay for. Certainly look out for those discounts if you can, but yeah, if not, buy it from Lego, get some gift with purchase, get some double VIP points, try and make some sort of extra money on the side if you can with those ones. But I think this is going to be a winner, so big double thumbs up for me for this one. I think this is going to be a good set to invest in. Next on the list is 21329, the Fender Stratocaster. This is the guitar, sort of the electric guitar. This at the moment in the UK is $104.99 recommended retail, $119.99 in dollars, US dollars, and $119.99 euros. 1,074 pieces, so it's actually got a lower piece count than the Winnie the Pooh set, but I think a lot of the pieces are a lot bigger than the Winnie the Pooh. The Winnie the Pooh's got lots of small pieces like the leaves and things like that. So it's got bigger pieces in it. Released in October of 2021, so 2.5 years on the shelves for this one, which isn't too bad. This was previously a lot lower. This is another set that had a price increase at the beginning of 2022, and it was originally $89.99. So it has been a lot lower. It wasn't $89.99 for very long. I think they released it and then put the prices pretty much straight up about 2 or 3 months later. So yeah, a lot of people don't talk about this set. I think it's okay. I think what a lot of people don't know is you can sort of build a red guitar and you can build the black one as well, so you get pieces to make it into a black guitar as well. So you sort of get extra pieces that you can only put on one guitar, and then you'd have some spare pieces left at the end. So it's a bit weird in that sense that there's some pieces that you can't use in the actual final build. I think the set itself looks okay. I don't own this. I don't think I've ever actually seen it even in the Lego store built, so I think this is kind of under the radar for a lot of people. There's no minifigures with this, I think. I think there's another reason why probably it won't do particularly that well, and I think the price point, the current price point, is probably a little bit high for it. This set is available on Amazon in the UK, and I think I have seen it discounted a little bit, but not very often. So I think if I did get any of these, I'd only be picking 1 or 2 of them up, and I'd be looking at getting a reasonable discount for this. But other than that, I just don't think it'll probably do that well. Are there many Lego fans that are guitar fans? Is that something that a guitar fan would particularly want to keep and cherish? Probably not, in my opinion. It looks a nice enough set and the build is probably really good, but I think from a Lego investment point of view, I don't think it's something that I would be going all in on. It's okay. I'll give it sort of a thumb sideways on this one. It's okay, but I just don't really think it will be something that will appreciate very, very quickly and very, very largely after this set has retired. Next on the list then we have 21331. This is the Sonic the Hedgehog, the Green Hill Zone. This in the UK is priced at £69.99, €79.99 euros, and $79.99 in US dollars. 1,125 pieces. It's not a huge set. I do own this set and it's a very, very nice set. I do like it. It was only released in January 2022, so quite a short 2-year shelf life on this particular set. This is another set that suffered from the price increases in the UK. Originally this came out, it was £59.99 and they put £10 on it, which is a shame. This is available in the UK on Amazon, so you can get this reduced and discounted occasionally. I've only seen small discounts on this one, so don't expect too much. I think I've seen sort of £10 here and there. Maybe it down to, was it down to about 45, I think, when it first came out? But I don't think I've seen it that low for quite a while. So keep an eye out for those discounts if you can. News on Sonic the Hedgehog is as well that they will be releasing other sets this year. I don't think we've had any pictures or images yet, but there are rumours going around that they're going to start doing a whole range of Sonic the Hedgehog. So it's difficult to say whether that'll be a good or bad thing. Until we see the sets, it's very, very difficult to know whether the original Sonic idea set will be good, or whether or not, because they're going to release then loads of sets, will people want it because they want to collect all of the sets, or will, because there's loads of sets available, will it mean that the original one maybe won't increase in value particularly as much? I've got this set and I built it, it's just behind me there, and what's nice, it comes in a modular section, so all these little pieces here come apart and you can rearrange them in different segments, which is really, really nice idea. So I think a lot of people thought when Lego did that, they're probably going to start doing more of these in the future, and I think we're not wrong. I think they are going to be doing some, and I think what's nice about this, unlike Mario, is we actually have the actual Sonic minifigures, so we've actually got minifigures from the set as well, so they'll probably do Tails and other characters as well from Sonic the Hedgehog. Personally, I think this is going to be a good set to invest in. Sonic the Hedgehog is quite a collectible thing because they're going to be doing a range of them now. I think it'll probably go on the positive side. I think because people will want the original one as well as sort of any newer sets that they do, so they can fit them all together. Price point, yeah, again, you'd be wanting to try and get this reduced if you can, or if you're buying from Lego Direct to get some gift with purchase or double VIP points. But yeah, I just think it is a set that will do pretty well, and again, relatively short shelf life. Now again, this may be extended. If the Sonic the Hedgehog range does well, you might find that this set might be extended for another year, so just be mindful of that as well. As with all the sets really, there's no guarantee that any of these sets will be retiring for definite at the end of 2023. But that's that one for now. I think this will be a really, really good one, and a double thumbs up from me. Finally then, we have set 21337. This is the table football set. So at the moment in the UK, the recommended retail price in the UK is a hefty $214.99, $249.99 US dollars, and $249.99 in Euroland. 2,338 pieces, so it has got the largest piece count of all of these idea sets I've talked about today. This was only released in November of 2022, so I think this has been a huge flop for Lego. I remember when they did it's only sort of a couple of months ago, they did this big thing, and they went to Paris and they got Thierry Henry and they got all these people from, I know some other Lego YouTubers went over from America, and they did this big whole promotional thing. And I just think the set itself, it's kind of such a disappointment, and I understand why they had to make the set quite small. I think the original ideas was to have quite a full-size table that you could play with, but they couldn't get Lego pieces long enough to attach little men to, and for it to be stable enough for you to actually use it. So they kind of scaled it down, and apparently it was going to be cancelled on a couple of occasions. Personally, I think they probably should have just not even bothered with it once they realised they couldn't build it full size. And you sort of ended up with this really small thing, and it's just really fiddly, and I've not had a go of it yet, but it just doesn't look very playable at all. I think they tried to have lots of different minifigures with it, so they put loads of minifigures in it, and that's obviously brought the price of the set up and made it very, very expensive. Now at the moment you can get this set on lego.com for £150.49, it's 30% discounted, and interestingly the set is available on back order, so maybe people are starting to go for this. At £150 I think it's better, but I still think it's quite quite expensive for the set simply because it's not very playable. I think ultimately, I think the playability of the set kind of lets it down, even at £150. Maybe people are just buying these to part out because you get so many minifigures with them. Maybe that's why people are buying them for Bricklink stores and things like that. Me personally, I'm almost tempted to get one of them to see if it does okay. I think with a lot of sets, I always like to get at least one of them, and then if it's a big success, I can be like, oh, okay, well, at least I've got one of them, I can make a profit. If it's a complete flop, I can say, oh well, at least I only bought one of them. So I do that quite a lot. So this isn't something that I will be heavily investing in at all. I think even at £150, I just don't think it's been that good a set. And I think the fact that Lego are going to be retiring it after just over a year gives me the impression that it's been a bit of a flop for them as well, which is a shame, because I think it was a great idea from the Lego Ideas range, but I just don't think it could be executed. I just don't think it was a good set from the start, because they couldn't make it the full size set without it falling to bits every time, which for me would be Lego. If I was Lego, I'd be saying there's no point in making this. We can't do it justice. Anyway, so that is my opinion on those 5 Lego sets. So what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Lego Ideas as a whole, I think, is normally a very, very good set to invest, a very, very good theme, sorry, to invest in. However, just be careful that you don't maybe fall into the trap of thinking just because it's an idea set it'll skyrocket in value afterwards. The chances are that probably won't happen on every single set. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching. Until the next video, there'll be more videos like this looking at some of the other range of series of Lego sets that will be retiring in 2023. But thank you very much for watching. Thank you to all the people that like, comment and subscribe. That's much appreciated. Until the next video, take care for now. I'll see you then. Bye.